Due to unforeseen circumstances, I am unable to create a new video today, so we'll rerun last year's video for January 20th. My apologies, and as always, I thank you so much for your loyalty and understanding.
Hi there, and welcome to this day in history for January 20th. January 20th is the 20th day of the year in the Gregorian calendar, with 345 days remaining to the end of the year, unless it's a leap year, and then there are 346 days remaining to the end of the year. In ancient Western astrology, it's the cusp day between Capricorn and Aquarius, usually. Today's word is versatile. Versatile is an adjective that means able to adapt or be adapted to many different functions or activities. Another form of the word that happens to be a noun, versatility, is a noun that means the ability to adapt or be adapted to many different functions or activities. This comes to us through Old French, originally from Latin roots that mean to turn. Alrighty then, with that, we're going to start with January 20th of 1265, when the first English Parliament to include not only lords, but the representatives of the major towns, held its first meeting in the Palace of Westminster, now commonly known as the Houses of Parliament. This is the birthday of the American folk blues musician and songwriter known as Leadbelly. Born January 20th, 1888. Born Huddy William Ledbetter, he usually played the 12-string guitar, but he also played the piano, the mandolin, the harmonica, the violin, and something called a windjammer. I'm not sure what that is. Sometimes while he would sing, he would clap his hands or stomp his feet, and I've certainly heard some of that. Remarkable musician and artist, Leadbelly died in 1949 at the age of 61. This is the birthday of American actor, comedian, and producer George Burns, born January 20th, 1896. Star of vaudeville, radio, film, and television, he enjoyed a career spanning over 9 decades. George Burns lived to the age of 100. This is the birthday of Italian filmmaker Frederico Fellini, born January 20th, 1920. As someone said to me years ago, you know you've got a distinctive style when your name can be used as an adjective. And the adjectives Fellinian and Fellini-esque are synonymous with any kind of extravagant, fanciful, even Baroque imagery in cinema and in art in general. Contemporary filmmakers, such as Tim Burton and David Lynch, just to name a couple, have cited Fellini's influence on their work. Fellini lived to the age of 73. This is also the birthday of actor Deforest Kelley, born January 20th, 1920. You might remember him as Dr. Leonard Bones McCoy of the USS Enterprise in the television and film series Star Trek. He lived to the age of 79. This is the birthday of astronaut Buzz Aldrin, born January 20th, 1930. Born Edwin Eugene Aldrin Jr., he and Mission Commander Neil Armstrong were the first 2 humans to land on the moon. I'm happy to say that he's still alive as I conducted this research.
And turns 92 in 2022.
This is the birthday of British actor Tom Baker, born January 20th, 1934. He played the 4th incarnation of Doctor Who in the science fiction television series from 1974 to 1981 and is my favorite Doctor Who.
Still alive, he turns 88 in 2022.
On January 20th, 1937, Franklin D. Roosevelt and John Nance Garner were sworn in for their second terms as U.S. President and Vice President. This was the first time a presidential inauguration took place on January 20th since the 20th Amendment changed the dates of the presidential terms. Basically, the 20th Amendment to the United States Constitution moved the beginning and the ending of the terms of the president and vice president from March 4th to January 20th, and members of Congress from March 4th to January the 3rd. It also has provisions that determine what is to be done if there is no president-elect. The 20th Amendment was adopted on January 23, 1933. My goodness, I mentioned David Lynch a few minutes ago, and it turns out that today is his birthday too. Born January 20th, 1946, David Lynch is an American director, producer, and screenwriter. He directed one of my favorite movies, Dune, as well as The Elephant Man, Blue Velvet, and the TV show and movies Twin Peaks, and more.
Still alive, David Lynch turned 76 in 2022.
On January 20th, 1953, Dwight D. Eisenhower was inaugurated as the 34th President of the United States of America, becoming the first president to begin his presidency on January 20th following the ratification of the 20th Amendment. On January 20th, 1961, John F. Kennedy was inaugurated the 35th President of the United States of America, becoming the second youngest man to take the office and the first Catholic. Kennedy is often cited as the youngest president, but to be completely accurate, while Kennedy was the youngest person elected president, Theodore Roosevelt was actually the youngest to take office back in 1901 at the age of 42, while Kennedy had turned 43 by the time he took office. On January 20th, 1971, Marvin Gaye's single, What's Going On, was released. It wasn't an easy one. Even though Marvin Gaye had his own recording label, his label was under the umbrella of Motown Records, which was run by Berry Gordy. The lyrics of the song challenged some of the issues of the day, and Berry Gordy was concerned about potential adverse controversy. Fortunately, Marvin Gaye was a big enough star to convince Berry Gordy to approve the release of this song, and it hit number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. Went on to be named the 4th greatest song of all time by Rolling Stone. Jerry Lee Lewis started out in rock and roll and successfully transitioned, finding home in country music, to the point that he was invited to perform at the Grand Ole Opry on January 20th, 1973. On January 20th, 1980, in a letter to the United States Olympic Committee and a television interview, President Jimmy Carter proposed that the 1980 Summer Olympics be moved from the planned host city of Moscow if the Soviet Union failed to withdraw its troops from Afghanistan within a month. He went on to say that if the International Olympic Committee should decline to move the competition, American athletes should boycott the Games. That request turned into a demand backed up with a law promising to revoke the passports of any American athletes who might travel to the Games in violation of the boycott, dashing the hopes of that class of Olympic hopefuls. Altogether, there were about 60 countries that boycotted the Moscow Olympics, although not all of those countries punished their athletes who might have gone anyway. 4 years later, the Soviets returned the slight by boycotting the 1984 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles. Oh yeah, take that. What a world. Minutes after President Reagan's inauguration on January 20th, 1981, the 52 hostages that had been held at the U.S. Embassy in Tehran were released, ending the 444-day Iran hostage crisis. I remember that. The beautiful and beloved actress Audrey Hepburn died on January 20th, 1993 at the age of 63. On January 20th, 2009, Barack Obama was inaugurated as the 44th President of the United States of America, becoming the first African-American President of the United States. On January 20th, 2017, Donald Trump was inaugurated as the 45th President of the United States of America, becoming up to that point the oldest person to assume office. And I think that's going to do it for us today. I hope you learned something you didn't know before. I know I sure did. I always do. As always, links to my research are included in the show notes. Give it a like if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing if you haven't already. And remember that links to the playlist will be up there in the corner. Oh yes, I do want to mention that our lovely outro music is by Jesse Gallagher. It's called Divine Life Society. We just get a little clip of it in the outro. I got that from the YouTube Music Library. Check out the show notes for a link to his channel. He does some lovely work. Jesse Gallagher. Alrighty, thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. You're Yours truly, K-O-M-A. Okay, let's try that again. There we go. Good job. He went on to say that if the International Olympic Kitty, I don't think so. The International Olympic Kitty. Not too salty though. Gotta be just right. No, it's not. Okay, hold on. Okay, do that again. Do that again. Okay. That's not a nice way to say it.